the epic conclusion to tonight's series is up next. fnatic versus Astralis, map number 2 on Train. Joining me is the handsome man, Hugo Byron, for our last game tonight. And it's a bit emotional, an emotional rollercoaster from start to beginning. But we've got some interesting statistics to drop off the bat.
We do. So some fun facts to fill you guys with knowledge. North have now apparently made it to finals. In order for them to make finals, they either had to 2-0 NIP, which are currently 1-0 against. I think they 16-1 the first map, so I imagine a 2-0 will come in. And if they 1-0'd and Astralis also won a map, which they have just done, that guarantees North a final spot, just due to both NIP and fnatic now being pushed down, at least in the bracket. So actually, congratulations to North. They made it to finals. Yeah. And also, alongside that, if Astralis picks up this map as well, they will guarantee a final spot alongside North. So the two Danes are looking very likely to be making their way to Dallas for the ESL Pro League finals very, very shortly. Yeah,
can't get enough Danes. It is the most addictive CS genre in the world, I guess you'd say. But as you know, as we continue into this, let's see if we do see Astralis go ahead and do it. Because like you said, they had to 2-0 to get them on in. And they're going to be in the second map against fnatic on Train. The epic conclusion to the games tonight, and I'm very much looking forward to getting on into this one. But before we do, Hugo, do you want to go ahead and break this down for us? How do you kind of see, this one panning out? What are your thoughts just off the bat?
I mean, like looking at the previous map, at least our predictions going into that, I was expecting an Astralis win, as I am here as well. But I was expecting maybe fnatic to put up a little bit more. They 16-7 Na'Vi over at Star Series over on Inferno. They took a map off. They took it off Gambit as well and VP. They did very well over there, at least over on that map specifically, and like to play it. So coming into this, I was expecting maybe a little bit more. While Astralis had obviously been slowly improving at Inferno, I wasn't expecting such a dominant performance, because a lot of that was just very puggy from Astralis, just taking all the angels they can. We saw Glaive running in through so many smokes. So a great performance from them, obviously, but fnatic really not showing as much as I really thought they would. Now going into Train, I can imagine something very similar, right? Because this isn't too bad of a map for fnatic. Yeah. They play it a lot, they do like it, but statistically, obviously, we look at Astralis and we go, okay, this is their home turf. This is the map that Astralis have always been great at playing, and I can only expect a very similar scoreline to the previous map.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm just saying, right? Normally when we kind of look to Train for fnatic, we look to flusha kind of playing on the CT side, for example, that anchor role over towards B. It's something he's very strong at. It's something he can do very well. Based on how we saw him play on Inferno, I'm not sure that's really going to work out, right? And that could lead to their CT side being very weak and flimsy. You need to have a good CT side if you want to succeed. And you can't just rely on JW, kind of piggybacking around on his success. And that's very much what they tried to do on Inferno. It worked on the T side a little bit, but the second they switched up onto the CT side, that game was over in seconds.
Yeah.
So, on Train, I think we have to see flusha step back up. In a way, Olaf as well, expecting to see more from both of them. Seeing as it is kind of, in my opinion, it's a map that they can very much dictate the pace of and, ultimately decide who wins and who loses.
Yeah, and again, we could talk about Train as one of those AWPing maps, especially on the CT side. You can constantly pick up that double AWP. We can even see auto snipers employed fairly easily. It's just such a range game. So coming into this one, a team like fnatic that has such a versatile list of players who can pick up that AWP, obviously JW being the main one, Olaf as well, having his time on it, even flusha can utilize that weapon. You'd like to expect that these players at least can step up coming into this map and be able to pick up those AWPs and be able to shine, but again, it all just depends on whether Astralis are going to crush that economy like they were in the previous map, because while we saw Olaf on that AWP earlier on in the first half of the previous map on Inferno, it wasn't very long before Astralis just crushed the economy, denied any kind of AWP presence. It was fnatic constantly force buying. We saw so many UMPs employed, and if the same thing happens coming into this one, especially considering fnatic are starting on that CT side, this could be very, very scary for them if they want to be picking up that AWP. But we are going to be jumping into the pistol round, ladies and gentlemen, the last map of the night, and obviously taking it away, Harry. Astralis on the T side of Train, something very dangerous.
Yeah, not to be messed around with, like an angry cat. You shouldn't poke it or something. I don't know. fnatic, they're going to be over on the CT side. Phenomenal analogy there for us all. flusha playing that signature anchor over towards B, but it looks like Astralis, they're dedicating a lot of their attention instead over towards Ivy, waiting to see if anyone gets aggressive. And JW, well, he's a very angry person. He's going to be the one to get aggressive for them. The Swede around in the corner, quickly getting the hell out of there, but he's got the whole of Denmark right behind him. Got to try and fade away. Has to get out of there. Smoke's raining on in towards the site. JW relinquishing full control of Ivy. They can now dip in through CT if they would like to, but with Glaive coming out through a main, and Kierby exerting his presence here. It's not going to be long before they collapse in towards this A-bomb site. You can see 4 players here for fnatic, but it's dupreeh to find the first. Now suddenly dwindled down to 3. Dennis is able to get 1. But Kjaerbye, how many shots do you want? Okay, he's going to go down as Dennis still clinging on to a faint glimpse of life. Everyone just missing all the pistol shots right now. It is all on device. 1v4 over towards Popdog.
And this is the perfect start fnatic needed as well. They needed this, quick pistol round to at least put themselves in a good economical state, allow them to maybe, get their guns in soon, get their AWPs in soon, and try and at least get some rounds on the board early on, because Astralis are going to be very strong on this map. But let's have a look. You see, as we go into that second round, fnatic have the money for a couple of rifles. JW and Dennis both able to afford. But Astralis, as you would expect, without the bomb plant, force buy coming in, pistols, armor, bit of utility maybe for that B site as well. If they want to just go for the contact play, go for that fast bomb plant that is so common. And it seems like most of them are going to be selling up towards those B holes early on. One player deep in towards Ivy, it's going to be dupreeh. And this is what a lot of people have been talking about as well. dupreeh, a player that's kind of moved from that maybe entry role over on Train to be going for that aggressive lurk style. A lot of people have been picking up on this recently. And he's been always that player to really put a lot of pressure down towards Ivy, really, distract the CTs and get in their faces. And he's continuing to do that once again, pushing down to spot JW. 50 damage already done, looking for more, but the shotgun prevails. And now the rest of Astralis, they've got to burst out somewhere else, looking to come out onto this A site through both the Popdog and in main. It's going to be Glaive sneaking on out, Kjaerbye backing off with the bomb as well. And these players want to commit towards A, but with only pistols, fnatic are not giving them close range engagements, just playing at range.
Yeah, don't want to let those pistols mop up anything. JW is here in Ivy with the Mag 7, waiting in the corner patiently. And patience is key if you are the J-Dub himself, as he just bides his time, waiting to see if Device presents himself in around the corner. The rest of Astralis ready to make their way out towards A, but they're pretty reliant on Device finding some success in through Ivy to give them this third prong to their approach. And while Kjaerbye's managed to get on in, the smoke is down to cover his approach. He's going to be the player with the bomb, and it's Device. Not going to... Oh, he does check it, but JW finds the shot. He will go down. Dennis falls elsewhere, though, as Kjaerbye able to get 1 in retort with the Tech 9. Glaive doing some damage with the P250 as well. These pistols actually being a decent force of nature to be reckoned with, but look at this. JW, as he goes running on in, does fall to his death because Xipix railing shots his way, takes him down. Crim's able to get 1 as well in return, avenging the death of his brother JW. But now it's all on Xipix and Glaive. Down goes Glaive. Xipix shortly follows as Crim's showing he's the pistol king, apparently.
Yeah, P250 on a buy round. Who really needs a rifle, right? And they will be able to close it out 2-0 as Astralis now left with really nothing to play with. No extra bomb plants, so they can't reinvest in a couple of pistols into this round. Maybe Kjaerbye and Xipix could go for a P250 at most, but not really much need, as this will just be a bit of a throwaway. I'd like to, in this situation, see a flashbang brought up from Astralis, chuck it into the B site, just go for that contact play to try and get the plant. But the fact of the matter is fnatic only have 1 player towards that B site, so it's likely they won't be playing too aggressive at least. Although, actually, as I say that, it's Flusher, so watch out. He's going for the contact play up towards B, trying to spot them out. No utility to hold them back off. So maybe a bomb plant's going to be possible here. And as I say that, the rotation from Olof comes in through the connector to stop any kind of ramp shenanigans coming down from Astralis, so they can't plant down on this B site.
Flusher, he's wreaking havoc and making money. And well, as is Dennis, wanting to get in on the action, coming in from behind, going to pick up 2 frags of his own. Flusher making a nice tidy bit of money, $1,800 on his UMP. Dennis going to follow up with $1,200. So the economy of fnatic starting to accrue a nice bit of money already. And I imagine we're going to see Flusher and Dennis both opt to stick with the UMPs into this one because they are just so incredibly viable. And while Astralis, they'll be buying down AKs across the board. Nothing to counteract the AWP of JW. While the AWPing prowess on the back of the Lone Swede here is a terrifying prospect for them as he watches for any aggression out through A main over towards Ivy. He can easily flick his attention between the two. The molly goes down to deny the early play out through main, and Kjaerbye in the meantime, if he peeks in through Ivy, JW is going to be posted up and ready to wipe him off the face of the earth.
Jumping up on top as well. It seems like they're going for the jump cross. He might not spot this one as well. I don't think he will. Oh, just sees the legs. JW knows what's up now. He's got to be aware that they could be from either side, and there's going to be at least 2 of them. Actually, aggression coming down. Very ballsy, but it works out. No repeat from Kjaerbye. We need to see a trade, but JW falls on back safely. Good stuff there. What a way to open things up as well, knowing that the cross came in, and instead of just allowing them to get all control of Ivy later in the round, he just pushes down. But now Astralis looking to regroup towards that exact position. Crims has rotated in to support JW with the AWP, and he's going to be going for his own aggression. Good damage done onto KB so far. Wants to take the kill, and he will. No need to carry on pushing, but these guys, this is fnatic. Classic, as Dennis starts to push down as well. Flashbang will be thrown through, and Device just holding back for the time being. So far, 2 picks have gone the way of fnatic, and Astralis have no response.
Yeah, I don't want to see that smoke. Is kind of the savior of Astralis. It was thrown out by Dennis to give him safe passage to cross to grab an AK. What it's done is it's saved Device's life. If they continue the aggression, they drop the bomb, this round would have been over for Astralis. Down over towards Ivy, everyone else is so far away. It still might be over, but at least they have a fighting chance. Glaive able to equalize things out somewhat as he finds the trade on the Crims into a 2-on-4. Makes it just a little bit more doable, but then they lose Device. Now the bomb gets dropped. It's all on Glaive. And, well, living on a prayer, not the way to go. As Bon Jovi would tell you, he will hit the deck. Down he goes. fnatic take it 4-0. And now there's no money left for Astralis to play around with.
No, this is a good start for fnatic, especially to get their economy in a good state as well. Allow themselves to get this AWP up, potentially a double AWP if need be soon. I mean, we see some good money across the board on some of these players. Now, Astralis with just pistols, a couple of Eagles, 3 P250s and some utility. This can get them out onto the A site, get that wall of smokes down, maybe, you know, go for something fast, but they're actually getting set up outside of B, and that's where flusha is, looking for some aggression, does chase his way up towards the ramp, unable to find a pick though, as he falls on back towards the site. Zipex looking to try and get that pick. We'll throw the smoke down towards B, but it seems like a bit of an A take, just a bit of a fake for the time being as they set themselves up towards main as well. The smoke's going over towards this A site. The smoke's on B, just trying to keep the players at bay for the time being. But fnatic know exactly what's going on. Astralis are getting torn apart here. JW will pick up one nice smoke shot from Olaf. Bomb actually gets planted from Astralis, so that's something to work with. They can get a bit of extra money, but Dennis has already snuck it through the back. 3 kills. Great spray transfer, and fnatic 5 rounds.
Yeah, the bomb goes down, but they keep all 5 players alive as well. So a little bit of money now for Astralis to play around with at least. But a 5-0 head start, nothing they could shake a stick at as we head into the 6th round. There will be a buy-in coming in from Astralis, and they've got the AWP on Device. This could be the game changer. We saw it have such a big impact on Inferno. Let's see if that trend continues into Train. He's the player that you really want to be keeping an eye on. I feel like, you know, this map, so incredibly strong for the AWPs on both sides. Yeah. They really can just dictate the overall flow of the game, because an AWP towards outside on A, on that A bomb site, is just so incredibly strong. But Device, he's going to be going over towards B. He had the spawn for it, trying to catch flusha off guard, but that pop flash making him fall back and gives away the opportunity for him to find the early frag. He goes down pop, but doesn't get anything for it. In the meantime, Ivy control once again coming out from fnatic. Lots of aggression here. This is what, like the 3rd time they've done this exact play, just trying to remove a whole entire area of the map from Astralis, but this time Kirby says no. He wants Ivy control, and he's going to hold on to it if it costs him his life. Does find the first on a Dennis. They know that Crims is here as well because the boost came in. They've just got to try and flush him out.
But I doubt they imagine that he's still committed to the angle. You would expect the Crims should back off here, but he's still sat close. And he's actually going to get aggressive, trying to get that refrag. Goes down. It's Device to pick up Olaf as well, pushing out in the main area, but the shadow spotted from JW. Pistol out. Device is dinked. He only needs 1 single bullet, but Device is still alive and kicking, being a havoc and causing a nuisance here. Turning back around, eventually falls to the P250 of JW, who's back on the AWP, trying to find himself a pick. But he looks up, flicks back down somehow into KRB, and Dupree trades, but it's suddenly all onto flusha. A 1v2, the wrong side of the map. Astralis get the bomb down. This is going to have to be a pretty crazy clutch if he wants to make it work.
Yeah, 14 HP sneaking in through CT. Got to watch out as Dupree takes the positioning up in heaven. flusha debating whether or not to go for this one. He does have a kit. He has a little bit of smoke as well, and an incendiary to play around with, but time is of the essence. He's looking to try and find some sort of opening, but as nothing presents itself, probably just going to look to see him save. No one in a position for him to try and find anything. Glaive could potentially offer something up here as he rounds the corner, but they just miss each other. And as flusha doesn't find anything, it really only makes sense for him to go for the save here as he hears Glaive running around, goes for the shot, does drop him, and now things are looking a little bit more tempting, but no time left. flusha goes down to the bomb like a trooper, but he takes one with him as he does so. So Astralis, they find their first round on the T side.
This is what we talked about. fnatic keeping all these players alive against the ecos of Astralis has meant that they can just reinvest without a hope or a care or a worry. As a double AWP finally comes back in, JW and Olaf going to be picking that up on the CT side. Device obviously has his AWP over on T, but still fnatic going to be bringing in the heat here with a double AWP. This is where things get interesting. One towards Ivy, second one as well, over towards that A side of the map, and JW just opening things up, shutting down the first presence in main. Device will get dropped, and the pick going the way of fnatic. There's still Glaive is committing. Olaf denies it though. They spot the double AWP, but it's a too little too late, as 2 picks have gone the way of fnatic, and Astralis have had no response just so far.
Charles looking a little bit dazed and confused by this one as they have nothing to answer back with. And actually, Kievi going to find JW on that aggressive play over towards Ivy might be something to kickstart this round for them. They find that first frag, shoot the AWP away as well so that hopefully fnatic don't discover it when they try to save, but it looks like Krim's going to answer back with some aggression of his own. Dennis as well, up close and personal away main, finds the first one to Debris. Zipex about to round the corner, but the pop flash coming in. Dennis looking to try and fight his way out of this one, is denied by Zipex, but the flank still coming in from Krims could be the defining factor here for fnatic. They've also got 2 players out towards this A bomb site. Kievi being circled in from all sides, and as he goes to save, in comes Krims. That's fnatic to find another round on their CT side. A great half from them thus far, as it looks like just everyone is stepping up across the board. Olaf being the only player who's falling a little bit silent, but it doesn't matter when you've got kind of vintage JW and fnatic. I mean, and Flusher, sorry.
Yeah, and in that pivotal round as well, Olaf goes and gets 2 kills with the AWP as well. So while his score may not be up at the level of some of the other players on the team, the one round he needs to step up, he does very, very well. But just look at the confidence on fnatic. JW just runs all the way down Ivy halfway through the round. No need to. No. Like, they have a double man advantage, and still he just chases it. The confidence on JW is crazy. Still, either way, it's okay. Krims from the A site, and Dennis.
You cheeky individual, look at you go.
It's the firing squad.
Yeah, no mercy, just even shooting through walls now. Next, we're going to see other people step up to the mark, not saying nays, and here comes Device, finds the first on a Flusher. Olaf's rotated around, it's just a shooting gallery for him. Clay Pigeons flying across, he throws in the Incendiary, but Zipex will be able to get the bomb down. Things get toasty, but he's used to things heating up, and while he will fall to Device on the flank and be able to find himself a second on the JW. That's a mag 7 for him to play around with. Hopefully we're going to see him pull off the ace, but I doubt it. The defuse already underway, and there we go. The round going to get away of fnatic. But, you know, I mean, I just want to say, when we spoke about this beforehand, you know, you said the 2-0 towards Astralis. I still think it could go 1-1. I do think Train is always...
Well, now you think
I said that. No. I've just never had time to give my opinion on
so you're on the fence, is that what you're saying?
I'm not on the fence. I'm saying 1-1.
You didn't say 1-1 after the
when
first
we were in
map.
the hotel, Hugo Byron, but we don't record that. Anyway,
you said it could go
heading into this round, we're going to be seeing fnatic with the double up set up once again, bickering aside Astralis. They've got the mag 7 saved up on Device. You've got to watch out for him because he is mental. And he tosses it away to grab himself the AK in favor, so never mind. It is going to be them grouped up over towards Ivy once again. JW, he's been the bane of their existence here, just shutting it down time and time again. Looking to try and hold down the fort, will be forced back. The utility reigns through, but Krim's just quick to rotate around and help him lock this down. The boost looking like it could come in as Debris is in the corner. Kievi, curious about being boosted up, knows that JW would just rip through his soft, fleshy skin, so they opt not to do that. And instead, they're just holding this passively. The default across the map hold. Don't want to allow fnatic to go aggressive anywhere because they have been taking the aggression.
Molly does buy the time though. Forces the side of Astralis back for a few more seconds, but JW still in position here. He's still contesting this one, does not want to give the control away at all over to Astralis. And the time ticking down to 50 seconds. They still have plenty of nades to play with to go for some kind of site take. And they should just finally commit towards A, it seems, because they still have these 2 players outside of Ivy. Don't want to go back towards B, but it's JW pushing all the way down, balls to the wall. KRB will find the headshot, and that's JW picked. That's Astralis' moment to rush out onto the A site. With a man advantage in presence, they can instantly just rush on. But fnatic, just giving up all control, they're running back towards B. Is this just a risky play, or are they just trying to play for a retake? I'm not too sure, but they finally realise the error of their ways and back off in towards the A site. Either way, Astralis in the meantime getting so much control. KRB, look at the man, getting himself 3 kills so far. His Device as well will pick up another one onto Olaf Meister, rotating back on in. And a very confusing round for fnatic to give up all control of A after losing the first pick.
Yeah, Flusher just going to have to fall back and save. Now let's hope this doesn't, you know, instantly kind of shut down fnatic here. What we've kind of seen is when they have these major spanners in the work thrown on him, where they make these huge errors, they enter a bit of a slump almost. It'd be nice to see them just remain resilient, keep on top of things, and then come fighting back. It makes for definitely more entertaining CS to watch, at least. Astralis, they're going to be picking up their second round, though, on the T side. A much needed round at that as well, because up until now, it's really been kind of the fnatic show for the most part, being shut down at every opportunity. And I think the difference there is that they deny so much of that early aggression. They deny the, you know, the early aggression down through Ivy, or the aggression up towards A main, the early frags found by flusha over towards the B bomb site, all of it gets completely denied, and suddenly fnatic, they don't have a leg to stand on in it. I mean, the advantages they've been getting guaranteed every single time and time again, stripped away from them. And then on top of the error of rotating everyone in towards B, it's a very easy round then for Astralis.
Yeah, and the fact that Astralis even kept 4 players alive in that win as well means if fnatic do manage to reset these guys and win their own buy round, Astralis is still going to have the money to buy up next round and actually contest it once again. So this is actually okay for Astralis. They're in quite a good position given the scoreline because fnatic's money is low themselves. So there's a really good potential for Astralis to get back into this matchup. If they either win this round or the round in 2 rounds' time, they should be able to crush fnatic's economy. But let's have a look. Device feeding himself outside of the A main area, looking for that first pick. It's Dennis just on the other side of the smoke to try and contest it, but he doesn't want to push on through. Device is just sneaking his way out on towards A, and this could be really dangerous for Device for that matter, because he has no teammate to trade. If he gets picked, that's instantly fnatic in a perfect spot. Dennis hasn't wrapped though. He's not coming in from behind. Device gives away his position, spots out Crims, doesn't get the kill as well. That's not worth it. And now he's probably going to get circled. He's probably going to get flanked from Dennis, who climbs up on top of the train. In the meantime, flusha pushing up all the way towards B. This is the aggression we talk about in fnatic, the confidence on these guys, but still Astralis creep and edge their way out onto inside of this A site. They can take control, but Glaive, first entry coming in through. JW misses a shot, but KB's tagged. It doesn't matter, he still gets a kill. And flusha with his flank, finally going to come in for 2 kills. That's massive. Flashes out as well, going in for more, but it's JW with the orb to drop KB, leaving just Zipex in the connector. He has the element of surprise to grab himself 1, but he doesn't know JW is to his left, wrapping around the site, and he gets it. fnatic get the reset, and Astralis get crushed, but they should still be able to buy. Ooh, as they say that though.
Yeah, it's debatable. I mean, they got money on a couple of these guys. The one reason why you could maybe see them go for it is that the economy of fnatic is very low, and yeah, so they're going to go ahead and go for this one. If they can reset fnatic here, this would be great for them, but it's high risk, high reward for Astralis at this point. Buying on down, they lose this, they've got to eco again, and that's essentially another free round out to fnatic. If they pick it up, it's the same but vice versa, and it could carry them forward to 4 rounds relatively easily. So high risk, high reward is the nature of the game. JW once again watching Ivy. The bomb this time over towards B. This is a bit of change of pace potentially. We've got 3 players lining up smokes and flashes in towards A. We're either going to see a bit of a lurk coming in from Zipex with the rifle over towards B, or perhaps more likely the fake onto this A site and then rushing over and in towards B. It's just wasting that much utility in towards the A site. It doesn't seem worth it to me, so I imagine we're actually going to see the push in towards A coming in, and yep, here it is. They go charging on through. The smokes and flashes raining into the site to cut it in half. Crims up in heaven, trying to peek up the top of the smoke. Can't make out anything as he watches his teammates get burst down before him. flusha does find 1 on a Glaive at least. The stickers floating in the air, and Crims looking to try and make a difference as he hops down from heaven. Olaf in the backline, but Zipex is watching the angle and has this lined up perfectly. Still goes down as we head into a 3-on-3. Bombs ticking away. They've got to try and be quick here for fnatic to secure this site. And look at the flank coming in from Kirby as well. They're still very much in control of this on the side of Astralis, especially as Device chimes in with a frag. Kirby going to be the linchpin, the difference maker. He can deny the defuse, but flusha's just sticking it, and it might pay off. He comes off, finds the first. Still got 2 frags left to find. As Dupree and Device, they play this perfectly. Split apart, both watching the angle, and there we go. The double peek comes in. Down goes flusha. And it does pay off for Astralis.
And this is what I said. I said if Astralis pick up the next round, 2 rounds ago, I said if they pick up the next round, or if they pick up the round 2 rounds away, they will crush fnatic's economy, because then Astralis obviously got shut down, they got reset, but they forced into it as we suspected, and then shut down fnatic and forced them into eco, actually getting the reset onto the CTs. So that's actually really, really good to see. It means they're still in this game, they're still in control. fnatic now have to force buy up into this as the double eco is apparent, and Device, he's going to open things up. So Astralis looking like they may be able to make their way back into this matchup once again. It was looking quite shaky at the start, but 3 rounds and still a couple more to come ahead as fnatic unlikely to secure too much with this force buy. JW good position, catches out Dupree, and that's another kill his way. So back into a 4-on-4 with Device. He's going to be the thorn in their side. The snake in the grass sneaking up towards Olaf, gets himself 2. flusha trades, but it's just too little too late. They've done the damage, and KOB will remove his head, leaving just Dennis on the rotation.
Slowly but surely rounding the corner, Kirby is there, and it's no problem. Removing the head of Dennis does secure Astralis that 4th round. The economy of fnatic still bottomed out because they went for the 4th, and that's going to give Astralis a 5th on a juicy platter. Don't know why the platter's juicy, that is just awful. It's made entirely out of meat. But anyway, money's going to be accruing over on the T side. They've got a nice bit to play around with, 2 UMPs where to try and farm up. And if they can keep players alive, they have no problem buying from now on to the end of the half. So the ball is very much in their court. fnatic, USPs across the board along with a P2K and a P250. for JW. For JW on Flusher, sorry, and there we go. Down goes Flusher. JW having to rotate on round from Ivy. Going to be very slow on the rotate as everyone else charges in towards B. He's sure that someone was here. He's going to take such an incredibly long rotate, actually rendezvousing with Olaf as they both come in from behind. But they're so far away. Device, he's going hunted. Finds that first on a Crim's. Got to check the close angle because Dennis is there, but he doesn't peek on out. Instead, it's Zipex. We should be able to find this one. And this is a nice, easy, clean round. Clean being the key word for Astralis. Yeah,
very important they kept the players alive, as you said earlier on, so they can rebuy and not have any issues until the end of the half. So, last player, JW, 1 HP, looking for the knife, a bit overzealous, but he will get taken down by Device, running around the corner. And Astralis, 5 rounds as we go into the last 2 of the half. fnatic back on their buy. And I mean, realistically, a 7-8 half is not going to be too difficult for Astralis to pick up here. All it requires is this 1 rifle round where fnatic don't have a lot of utility. They have 1 kit, no AWP. Realistically, we could see Astralis pull this back up with a really, really strong T side.
Yeah, I mean, they're closing the gap right now, and potentially they could go ahead and take this 8-7. What was looking like it was all fnatic is now very quickly been flipped on its head. A lot of it falling onto the fate of this very round. This one is pivotal to decide the overall flow of the game. And well, already, you can see actually they've adopted to having the second player over towards B, leaving 3 on this A bomb site. You can see that they've got, it's Flusher and Olaf up towards B. Now they're rotating back out on towards this A bomb site as they start to encounter some resistance. Device through the train finds a headshot on a Dennis, but Olaf in the meantime gets to the trade at least. A 4-on-4 ensues. Glaive going to be picking up the bomb in a great spot to rotate over towards B if necessary. And with where Flusher's playing, all it takes is 1 smoke and they've got that B bomb site for free.
Watch out for Dupree though. He is still positioned up towards Ivy. Not committed just yet, but he has been the person to at least sneak up into that position in previous matches, at least to catch out the CTs. Instead, though, this time he's just backing off a little bit. Olaf sat close towards main, and Astralis with 40 seconds left, looking like they want to commit outside of this A site. The smoke set up as well. They have a bit of control towards Popdog. They can easily drop that player back down through the Popdog in towards that A site. And yep, this seems to be clearly flying out towards A as they set themselves up towards main. A fast control round as Olaf. He needs to pick up 1 or 2 kills to make it work. Gets 1, drops off. That's perfect. He can at least reposition and get himself 2. He catches him off guard. Crims as well to follow up. But fnatic, they are going to bring this closer and closer to a victory for themselves. Glaive is the last man alive and he only gets 1. Tagged in through the smoke. 20 HP remaining. And they should just be able to hunt him down like a dog. It's going to be Olaf to finish him off. And 9 rounds to fnatic now. And that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see 9 rounds. So Astralis still have the money to buy for the last round, but it's still just in the favour of fnatic. So this should be a very interesting match coming into the second half, regardless of how this last round goes.
It seems like the intensity today has just been climbing up and up, and this is it, the kind of the pivotal game of the night, and it couldn't be a better one. 5-9 right now is the scoreline. Astralis looking to try and pick up a 6. They've got the AWP for Device, rifles across the board. fnatic though, they've got the AWP on JW. Everyone else with rifles, plenty of utility split across them, but JW goes down early on, and he's been someone who's been key at holding down Ivy. Losing him off the bat, going to leave fnatic in a very strong, in a very weak position. Sorry, usually we see them rotate Dennis around to help out, and that's exactly what they've done. He's now taken up position over Ivy, but that's going to significantly weaken the A hold. He's also been fairly pivotal at locking down the longer angle over towards A main, but it doesn't matter because Astralis, they look poised and ready to go in towards B with only Flusher here, playing it so passively at that. This B site is theirs the second they go in. You've got to have some extremely clean shots coming in from Flusher. Or dirty shots. Probably the latter.
Bit of both. Mix it up. But yeah, they haven't put a huge amount of pressure over towards B anyway, so it's nice to see them finally charging out on a proper buy round. Flusher going to spot it, but look at the aggression. Instantly, KRB's pushed up. Don't even wait for the bomb to go down, as he takes the head off of Flusher, getting the retribution kill onto Glaive. Molotov to hold off the presence over and connected to stop a rotation. They can't even dive on through that, just have to back off. And with no smoke to get rid of that Molotov to allow them to push back in, this is looking good for Astralis to pick up the final round of the half. Long routes are needed for rotations, and look at the positions as well. Astralis are so forced up. We have KRB all the way at the end as well, and even the support from Zipex as Device drops another player on the back. Dennis goes down, and KRB and Zipex a kill each to catch out the rotations. It's fnatic to pick up 9 rounds, Astralis to find themselves 6, and we'll see you for the second half in just 60 seconds.
An incredibly close first half. We couldn't ask for anything better in the last game of the night. 9-6 right now in favor of fnatic. Hugo, a lot went on there in that first half, but what were your overall thoughts on how both of these teams performed? And, you know, what really just kind of stood out to you thus far?
I mean, great AWPing as well. You've got to look into on the side of fnatic at least. They had a few shutdown rounds with Olaf and JW spiking up. Not particularly the performance we saw individually over on the first map of Inferno, but definitely being consistent enough to hold down Astralis on a fair amount of rounds. I think it's, despite obviously this being, you know, CT-sided, fnatic to actually get 9 rounds over Astralis' 6 is pretty effective, considering, you know, Astralis' history on this map as a team and in general their ability to get rounds on the T side. So I'm very impressed by fnatic so far, but obviously as we move to Astralis being back on the favoured side, their home turf, it's going to be getting very interesting after that pistol round.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot riding on this game. Let's not forget, if Astralis pick this up, then they make it through the finals. If they don't and fnatic actually win it out, then that's it. They have to keep, you know, they're not mathematically in, they have to keep going.
Yeah.
And, you know, the grind's nowhere near over at that point. So there's a lot resting on this, as well as this, you know, it's kind of like a little bit of revenge treatment now for fnatic, where they have the shot to kind of do onto Astralis what Astralis has done to them so many times in the past, not to mention the fact that the last time they've played on both of these maps, it's always been Astralis winning time and time again. Now fnatic have their shot to get revenge, not only just winning back a map that they've lost to Astralis a hell of a lot, but in terms of being like, you're not making it to the finals just yet, we're not done. So, you know, that's a lot riding on this. They've got to be feeling the pressure, and as you said, we're going to be heading into the second half any minute now. But one thing I kind of want to take a look at is how fnatic played that CT side, because for me it was very interesting. We saw a lot of aggression. It's something we spoke about a hell of a lot. You know, we saw them kind of going for the Ivy plays, going for the push up in towards B, taking that aggro early on, and then using that to kind of, you know, playing off the back of the information they get or the man advantage, and then, you know, just kind of whittling down the opportunities of Astralis.
Yeah, such a confidence-driven team as well. So many situations where they're just getting aggressive and pushing up. I mean, JW's Ivy control, as you say, was just phenomenal. He kept pushing down. Well, obviously, a couple of rounds did get him caught out. We just saw him get in the face of Astralis, and that's something that can really, you know, affect the team mentally in terms of, you know, being able to, you know, push them so much they must be getting annoyed, right, and giving up control of Ivy. So moving into the second half now, into the pistol, fnatic back on this T side. They have a double smoke setup, and they're just going to be throwing them right over the A site to kick things off. Very interesting to see, just straight off the bat rushing out onto the A site, and JW finding that first pickup.
Yeah, Wall of Smokes goes in, cuts the site in two, and one Device quick to equalize things back into a 4-on-4, but as the push comes in, Olaf, Meister, and Flusher, they're going to find 2 between them. The only player really within earshot of this site to try and deny that bomb plant is Kierby, but he doesn't get there in time. Pounces, finds the first on a Crims. And actually, Device going to make things more difficult as he gets 2 back-to-back. Device, what are you doing? As now he's going to be on 3 frags. It's all on Dennis. Bombs down and out in the open for Dennis to go ahead and cover, but they know exactly where he is. And Device, he's sticking the defuse. No, he's not. I lied. He's baiting it out. In comes the peek from Dennis. They know exactly where he is. He's got the kit as well. Now he's sticking it. Dennis going to land the damage, but Kierby shuts him down, and between them, they clutch out that pistol round.
Was that 4v2 at one point? What a play from Device to bring that back. Great stuff for Astralis, and they are going to pick up the pistol round. This is what I was scared of. fnatic could have taken that. That could have been really, really good for them to actually close out this map as well. But now it's still going either way. It's still under question as two M4s are brought out from Astralis. A couple of bits of utility on the rest of the players, and fnatic, they are just going to be sticking with a couple of pistols as they go for their buy in the upcoming round. Flusher on a Deagle, rest of them on P250, so not too much to play with for fnatic side. And Dupree, instant aggression, going to catch out Dennis. His body just falls to the ground. And the man advantage taken very early on.
Yeah, no messing around for Astralis. Glave's gone aggressive as well. He is here alone, but now he's got some backup coming in from Dupree to try and keep him warm. And while Crims did get past, but was quickly silenced by the gun of Kierby. As Dupree, Device, and Kierby mop up 3 between them. It's all on Flusher. 1v5, Deagle in hand. Hopes and dreams of fnatic riding high on his shoulders. And actually, Glade's going to go aggressive, but with no armor and aim punch playing into that a little too much. He had to land the 1 deke. He doesn't and goes down. So Astralis, they find an 8th. This is where fnatic can buy up. And that's the advantage of them getting that bomb down, at least initially. They can go for this 3rd round buy in the second half, and that means that they never have the equalizer come in just yet. So they still have, albeit a very small advantage, they've got that 1 round over Astralis, which is going to be good not only for the confidence, but just in terms they have a little bit of extra leeway if they go ahead and lose this one. But Astralis going for the free round. They've still got 3 UMPs in play, have invested relatively little into this. The nades hoping to do a little bit of damage, but they didn't really do much early on, so the investment there kind of lost. JW does get tagged a little bit on the latter couple of nades, but still, you gain control of A main for the time being. Kierby watching Ivy about to be peeked by Olaf, and Now falling on back, just smokes it off, plays it safe, but the rest of fnatic pushing out through a main. They get funneled in over towards Glaive. Falling off the top of the train, trying to exert some pressure with that UMP. It's Dupree to find the first. Dennis to equalize things back into a 4-4, but Device up close, personal towards Old Hell, making things costly. Finds a second. Olof with the backstab takes him down. Olof still doing work. He's not done yet as he comes on in swinging. Finds a second frag to his name. Dupree and Glaive 2v2, the UMP brethren of Astralis to try and defend this A site.
Glaive still in a very important position. Can wrap around and catch up this player down towards Ivy. Doesn't need to, can just sit pretty for the time being, as Olof is going to be holding the angle, just waiting. And this is exactly what Glaive is doing, just waiting for Dupree's rotation, coming in from the back of Ivy. But actually, he's going to double back towards main, just in case. Doesn't want to get caught out here as Olof finally makes his way out of this position, looking to split himself into the CT spawn. But Glaive's in position. Who will land the shot first? That's the question. Probably Olof, but Glaive sees him coming, goes for the pre-fire shot. But still, these two Astralis players are such low HP. One of the positions has been worked out, and Crims will finally get the drop over on Glaive, all on Dupree now. And Olof Meister just down towards a main area will catch him out, trying to escape on that position. And look at this right now, fnatic, they're taking the first buy round, 10-8, taking the lead back in the favour. And if we look at the scoreboard, at least from Astralis, they have two players doing a lot of work. Yeah,
it's interesting to see that it's, just how quiet Zipex and Dupree are both being right now. I mean, normally they're players we associate with being kind of higher up on the board, and bringing very little, a very key moment for Astralis, arguably. It's almost what we saw from fnatic in that first half. This time, though, they're going to be going aggressive over towards B. They've still got a nice buy together, and Device, he finds the first on the JW over towards Ivy. It's Zipex up close, dispatches of Crims with the Mag 7. That's an AK earned, as well as a hefty sum of money on the back of that frag. Now he just retreats into the safety of the B bomb site. Olof tries to trade, but Device says no.
And fnatic already in an awkward spot now. They can pull it back. Flusher does grab one. Actually evades the AWP as well from Device. Could potentially pick up a second, and he does. Headshot onto Dupree, but dinked in the process. Very low. And he's separated from his teammate Dennis on the other side of the map as Zipex holds onto the connector. Flusher about to walk into his crosshair, and there's a free kill. Zipex drops him. And now Dennis is alone in a 1v3. They know exactly where he is. The bomb far away towards the T-spawn. Has to run and grab that one. And Astralis, they shouldn't be losing out on another man here. They should just be holding on to the bomb sites. No need to get aggressive. No need to fight Dennis here. Wait for him to get close to the site. Take that kill. And deny any kind of extra money gained by Dennis. But also, keeping three players alive on the side of Astralis is going to be important to building up that CT side economy. If they do only keep two players, it won't, technically result in a net profit. And there we go. Zipex just going to get him from range in connector. Finds the headshot. And Astralis right back onto fnatic. Get that reset. 9-10. fnatic can't even buy, but they'll probably force.
I mean, Dennis and Crims both with very little money to their name. You can see Flash has already bought the Tech9 and armor, so yeah, they will be forcing down just a little bit. Actually, not as much as I think we initially thought. Flush has got a Tech9 player, and they got the Flash, so I mean, I'd imagine we would have seen a B play coming on in on a round like this. It's very easy to go ahead and get the bomb down over towards B, but instead they're taking the bomb out through A main. That Molotov, things are going to get toasty as they start roasting the Swedes. Not a very good method of cooking Swedes, I've heard. I think you meant to boil them, but I'm not overly sure. JW's 1 HP, he's not looking too healthy, and actually he's first to fall as Device picks him up with the AWP. Dupree coming in, swinging as well, gets 2 for himself. Glaive doing damage. It's all on Flusher, the man with the armor and the Tech9, to try and make things work. Jumping into his demise, embracing death.
I really do question those kind of rounds, right? When you only have a flashbang, one armored player, and everyone else is on Glocks, why don't you just go for that B plant? It's almost guaranteed if you can just send a flashbang in there, and just even if you send 5 Glocks in there, typically there's probably only going to be one player. If they are playing aggressive, there's a good chance 5 Glocks are going to overwhelm them, regardless of what gun they're playing, and then you can get a free bomb plant. It guarantees you some money, and considering fnatic didn't invest into that round, it would be really good for them to do so. But now they've gone for the buy, and this is a little bit out of character. This is why you would expect the force in the previous round, because they should be ecoing this and then buying up next, because they've got no utility to play with, but they're going to take the engagements anyway. Olof to find the first one as JW does fall to the hands of Glaive. Still up close is going to be Dupree, spraying through the edge of the smoke onto Olof. Good revenge kill back in the favour of Astralis, and control is looking quite good here for the CT side. No bomb plant just yet, and Devices even know Crims has crossed as well. The bomb finally going down, giving a bit of extra money, but this flank is going to be it. KRB knows exactly where they are. He should be able to clean them out, but Device from a range going to be able to drop another one. It's just now Crims. And yeah, this is the thing. fnatic should have forced previously, ecoed this one, and then gone for the buy next round, but they were trying to catch off Astralis with something surprising. Frankly, it did not work out.
Anything that was surprising about that round was Flush's dismembered corpse catapulting across the screen at the speed of light because Device shot him so damn hard. It is going to be an 11-10 scoreline as Astralis, they take the lead in this engagement. And yeah, fnatic, their economy is going to be bottomed out yet again. And we see a couple of pistols being bought up here and there, but that's basically all they can afford to field. Actually, armor behind it as well, as they will be getting the loss bonus, and they're hoping to go for a bomb plant. This is where we have to see the B play, right? They've got armor, they've got pistols, they can get the bomb down on B, they can hold the site as well and make it, you know, extremely expensive for the side of Astralis and potentially even win out the round. And yeah, it's going to be the B play. They do send Crims alone out towards A to try and keep these players preoccupied. I think it's going to pay off. There's 4 guys here right now. They rotate Device around and over towards B, and this is a bad sign. Xyp9x going to spot the push. The Molotov goes down, and there's Device to find the first. They're just walking into the meat grinder, and Xyp9x and Device cutting these players in two. It's all on Crims over towards A.
I'm sure he'll fall very, very shortly. Finds one onto Kirby, a gun secured to support his armor as well, but still, there's so many players close. Glaive is just chasing this. The confidence is back on Astralis after a bit of a shaky first half on that T side. Well, I say shaky, but it's 6 rounds. It's hardly shaky on Train, but considering the opposition, Astralis are bringing this one back, 12-10. And Harry, I would like to remind you that apparently you did predict fnatic to win this map. It's starting to fall out of their hands. If they do not pick up this buy round, Astralis are going to be potentially up to 14-10.
I have faith in the Swedes. Let's see if they can pull this one back. I mean, they've got more than enough experience between them to dig deep and remain resilient. But let's see, Astralis have been looking phenomenal. That Molotov over towards A main going to deny anyone coming out to help Crims, and he's getting a bit toasty. Does finally get the smoke down to save his life, but he's had better days. 36 HP and Glaive primed and ready to try and deal with this. Actually going to be flanking around and leaves his back completely open to Crims, who is there. Don't know why they didn't question how that mysterious smoke got there in the first place, but still, the man advantage taken by fnatic early on. The Molotov to try and force out Dupree, but it doesn't matter because he gets a round to the chest from JW. Turning it to a 5-on-3. Man advantage heavily in favor of the Swedes here. Xyp9x on the site. Along with Device, the only players that can really stand between any of this now get forced actually away, and we do see Device trying to chime in with something, gets tagged down by Crims, who has to reload, now forced on back in towards CT. Going to continue his aggression though, actually pushing on up over towards Ivy. Olaf nearly gets caught in the crossfire, he's got to get the hell out of there, and Kirby once again going on this monster flank, looking to try and come in from behind and mop these players up. Device finds Dennis as well, but nope, they all get dropped. It will be another round for fnatic, 12-11 as they look to try and close the gap.
Yeah, they're looking very good right now for fnatic actually after that one. If they can pick up a couple more, they can easily crush the economy of Astralis. Actually, only one more really needed. While Xyp9x has a lot of money, and so does Kirby, the rest of them quite held back. I think they would probably still buy after losing this because they could get together a couple of rifles, and UMP's obviously looking very good right now. But let's see if fnatic even pick this one up, or if the reset comes back in. Okay, Flusher, wallbang headshot onto Device. What a way to start things off for this round.
Look at this right now, we can see that Xyp9x is here to find the equalizer at least. Into a 4-on-4 we go, and they're not close enough to trade him out, so he just retreats back into the B bomb site, but he's still here alone. They haven't rotated anyone around. You have got Glaive down in pop, who can quickly rotate up, and actually Xyp9x repositioning could catch these guys off guard as they're ready to go in through ramp. Flush about to round the corner, gotta be ready for this, goes in for the shot and actually lands it. Down goes Xyp9x, JW finds Dupree as well, and this round just crumbles from underneath Astralis. You're looking at Glaive, the player to make a difference. JW's there walking into the constant stream of gunfire. He will go down. Flush is tagged low, but Crims going aggressive, picking off Kirby, leaving it all on Glaive on the flank. And he's going to look to retreat, saves the AWP at least for Device to play around with.
And if they save this, they can buy next round. That's the thing, because they had a couple of players around the buy mark money, a couple not so much, and combined with only a $1,400 loss bonus, it was difficult to work it out. But if they hold on to this gun, they should be able to buy around it, because you can see Xyp9x has 5k, Kirby can buy up combined with a loss bonus, and then Glaive can at least throw that gun over to Device and get, you know, a UMP for himself, whereas Device can just armor up. So it's very important that Glaive does not go down here. He has players coming in from lower. There's just no need to peek. He doesn't need to take money off. At least he survives, but it's not worth to go in for more. Okay, he's fine. He gets out of there alive, and that's so important now because Astralis can afford to buy around that AWP.
And yeah, I mean, just look at Device, right? Giving him the AWP is worth its weight in gold. He's nearly dropped 30 frags right now in this matchup against fnatic. He wants that final spot for Astralis. His passion just undying.
My line for you.
There we go. And, well, I'm glad we're not sharing a room. It is going to be 12-12 right now as we have 3 players for fnatic down and over to one's Ivy. They're taking it slow. That smoke's going to slow them down quite considerably. The bomb, just playing it safe. 1:30 left. They're not stuck for time or anything. The round haven't just started. That is generally the trend. Dupree, he's watching A main up on top of the train. Going for the rhymes.
Don't, just stop there. Stop, quit while you're ahead, Harry. 3 players just sneaking down Ivan with no utility usage as well. This is quite good. There is KRB close. Yes, you can do some damage, but there's good potential for trade in this position. And he has no idea that they are so close on the other end as well. Their presence will be made known now, though. And Olaf, just a quick headshot. KRB not expecting it with no utility coming down. And Dupree has to switch his attention back towards the Ivy area where Olaf will strike again. Device finally tunes in again with another AWP shot. And Glaive will drop another moving out onto the site, but he gets burned alive, down to 20 HP. And while fnatic do have control of the site, Zipex is still close in the connector. Could easily get back into this one. And they have a 3-pronged attack for the retake, both a blessing and a curse, because they can come in from different positions, but it also means trades are going to be extremely difficult. Either way, fnatic using their last bits of utility to smoke off the rest of Astralis, and a reposition from Olaf. I think Device may have heard it, just on the other side of the smoke.
I hope he did. Either that or that is... oh, yeah, but no, yeah, he heard him there running around, trying to spot that out. And actually, Glaive's gone ahead and regroup with Zipex. This means they can open up the trade possibility. Device coming on in, Pop flashes himself out. Glaive finds the first out on a flusher, but Dennis still on that AWP watching the bomb. He actually misses the shot, and now it's going to give Glaive the perfect window of opportunity to come in and defuse it. Down goes Dennis, and they're going to go ahead and get the round. There's enough time left. And Astralis, they pick up a 13th.
Sorry, don't you mean Device picks up a 13th? Or a 30th, apparently. Now 30 kills. This man is just going nuts. At 3K, though. This is really good for Astralis. I mean, it's the Device show right now, but he is carrying these guys above and beyond. And now fnatic, they are left with a bit of an economical crisis. They have to force things up. 2 AKs, an AWP, and a couple of Tech 9s. Just, I think something B now. I think just play something fast B, because we haven't really seen too much of that at all this map from either side. And I think it could really catch these players off guard. There's only one defender towards that side of the map. That is going to be Zipex, just playing up close towards the ramp. And other than that, if they could get the pick onto him, they could easily get a bomb down and get themselves into favourable post plants, exactly where the Tech 9s are going to prevail.
Glaive well full at least. That's the man advantage taken, and they can go ahead and hop down and grab up that M4 on Flusher or Crim, so they've got a little bit more firepower secured into this round. And they're going to go ahead and smoke it. That's definitely to facilitate Crim's picking up this rifle. They go ahead and make their way down, and actually they've rotated players over towards B so preemptively here, and it might come back to punish Astralis. They leave KRB. And Dupree over towards this A bomb site. Right now, fnatic, they're taking them slowly. They're not going to rush into this, and that's exactly what Astralis were hoping for. KRB pushing on up, could get punished as well for his aggression. JW in the corner, watching it, just switches out at the wrong time, but he still finds the frag. And now KRB goes down. This is where we're going to see the push come in. They extend it to a 2-man advantage. They're very much in the driving seat for this round. They've had to rotate an additional player over towards this A bomb site. The second they lose KRB, you can see that Device rotates back around from B. But Dupree's alone actually in the middle of the site, pushing on up. Dennis is in the corner, and they're just walking into the crosshairs of fnatic, practically giving this round away.
That's the thing, you're digging yourself a hole. Once you lose the man advantage and you want to get aggressive to get a trade frag, or at least get a refrag, put it back into a favourable position, we see KRB push down, he dies, then suddenly you're in a 3v5. You need to get another kill, you need to get aggressive on the CT side. Then we see the next player push, he goes down. It's just a constant cycle of continually losing players because you need to get refrags. It's understandable why these players are pushing in 1v1s, but they're just missing out on the engagements, they're not checking the corners, and that's giving fnatic an even easier round. And that's why you can see, despite fnatic picking up a 5v3 so fast, they don't continue to rush, and they don't just play off the picks and go straight on into a site, because they know Astralis are going to bring some aggression. They know they're going to start pushing for frags, and that's exactly what fnatic can take advantage of. Just play passive and wait for Astralis to make those mistakes.
At this point, the economy of Astralis isn't looking too great either. This is going to allow fnatic to potentially pick up a 14th and then only be... might just be extremely close to match point, taking it 1-1 and denying Astralis that final spot. There's a lot of pressure for Astralis here. Zipex going to be fully flashed, and Crimson Flusher, they combine for 2 frags over towards B. The B bomb site just completely open and right for the taking. They go pushing on through as it looks juicy, delicious, and totally takeable as they head on in. JW finds himself another out into KRB. Now it's just Dupree and Device left alive, and in the blink of an eye, it's all on one man. The man in question, the king of Astralis right now. 1v5 P250, can he do anything? Does find one on a flusher, but then immediately traded out by Crims. fnatic find a 14th, they keep 4 players alive, and that's perfect for them.
And if the two maps of these series, I don't think you would have believed me if I said Train was going to be the closer one, because right now fnatic are looking like they may even take the win away from Astralis. A pause is even going to be called in, the first pause of this series as well, and I definitely agree with it. I think it is right that we see Astralis, I imagine, call out this tactical pause, take a minute to go for a breather. They're onto their buy round, onto the pinnacle buy round as well, and with 15 rounds just looming over for fnatic, Astralis need to work out what's going on.
Yeah, they've had some amazing rounds on their CT side. It's not even like they're not playing it well, it's just fnatic playing it perfect, and that's the issue. We're seeing a very vintage-looking fnatic right now. And I always say, I mean, we were saying earlier, and I did say that I think Train is probably their best map, just because it's one that whenever we do see them play on it, they might not, get an amazing amount of wins, which is kind of disappointing. But the actual strategies we see come out of it are impeccable, I think. And out of all the maps they play, it's one they normally play up against the opponents that they kind of value at the highest. So having this sort of scoreline now against Astralis, it has so many implications. I mean, not only does it mean that they can keep on fighting, but it also means that Astralis won't make it through to the finals if they lose it. So the actual, well, not guaranteed at least.
Yeah, not guaranteed. They can get to the finals.
They can still get to the finals. But yeah, I mean, they won't be guaranteed. And of course, Astralis, they want the guaranteed final spot. They want to try and get that. So the pressure is on, and it is monumental here for the Danes. fnatic, one round away from their 15th and arriving at map point. Astralis will be buying on down what they can, and that's going to consist of the AWP for Device, rifles in it, UMP for Glaive, a little bit of utility to play around with, and the kit as well. So all in all, not that bad a buy, but we've seen them lose with more, and already fnatic kickstarting this round, sending both Dennis and Crims over here towards B. Crims making his way in through Pomp. We Molotov'd on out for the time being and now watching for any aggression at this B bomb site. Zipex doesn't want to test the waters, instead just playing it passively on the site. Doesn't want to give anything away early on, because that's kind of been their reoccurring problem, is losing that early man advantage. So this time they've receded into the sites, playing it much more passively.
No rush for fnatic though. Plenty of time to see if Astralis bring this heat. With not a lot of utility as well, I would not be surprised to see if this CT side decides to go for some kind of double push down towards a certain area of the map like Ivy, or take some pop dog control to try and get themselves a pick. Issue is, when they have been doing that previously, fnatic have just been holding such a great default, they've been able to shut them down every single time. So just waiting to see if Astralis are going to bring this fight. But it's so passive here from the CT side. They're, not even beaking down Ivy. It's just KRB playing towards the CT spawn from this position. You can just get a pick, drop on back off, and then just allow fnatic to take any kind of control towards Ivy, get a kill later on the round, allow them to get towards the site and fight in a closer engagement, or at least have this crossfire with Dupree. But it's Dennis to push deep out into Olaf, takes a kill onto Glaive, jumps on top of the ladder as well. Dupree should hear him there, spots the head and quick kill just to trade it back. But it's Dennis's Molotov to actually do the damage here as Olaf picks up a single kill onto Dupree. This is great for fnatic so far. KRB has to go big. He's still in the site, and he gets one. Goes for two as well. KRB, this is massive so far. Bringing it back, swinging heavily in the favor of Astralis, as now they can get back onto this bomb site. Olaf and JW, the last two men standing here for fnatic. And this is doable from either end. Both players here in main. It's Zipex to chase it down. So much damage, but he falls short. And JW with the AWP. They will close it out. fnatic, they get themselves to 15 rounds. One away from the victory.
And there is no money left for Astralis. They got to try and scrape the bottom of the barrel, buy up what they can to find a 14th and fight back against the Swedish beast that is fnatic on a train. They are going to be buying down what they can. That's going to consist of some pistols here and there. MP7 for Kyobi, UMP for Device, and the Mag7 on Dupree. I'm going to try and take that to the faces of fnatic, but it's just raw aggression to kickstart this one out through a main as Dennis, first man on the scene, already out and about, looking to see if he can find anything worth shouting about on this A-bomb site. And Device, around in the corner, might be the player to kickstart this for either side. Dennis sneaking on by, they're bypassing each other completely, and they're going to walk straight past each other. Don't know what's going on. JW isn't going to expect anyone to be on up here, and actually he hops on down. Now the call comes in, and down goes Dennis. JW next to fall in this round, coming up the way of Astralis early on, as no trades found just yet. Olaf will go down as Walter has the MP7 on Kyobi. It's all on Crimson Flusher. 2v5 this round. The most important one for Astralis, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and pick it up. It's all on Flusher. He turns it into a 1-on-4, but the trade is instantaneously found from Zipex. I'm having heart palpitations, Hugo.
Yeah, I'm shaking not only because it's freezing cold in the studio, but also because this game is so goddamn close. 15-14 to fnatic. It looked like they could close it out. Astralis had no money in the previous round, but they still make it work, and that's the magic of pistols. As we see the double AWP employed here from fnatic on the T side, a risky one, but train is the map. You're going to do it if you have to. As Device, the only solo AWPer and the only solo carry here for Astralis on the CT side, as he picks that up once again. Situated over towards the A side of the map as per usual. We still have this 4-stack going on, as Astralis typically have been doing. It's Dennis just straight out onto the site looking for the first kill, going to be chasing lots of damage, takes the first kill as well, but Glaive does trade things out with only 2 HP remaining. Flusher will catch him out in the open, and fnatic, they're only 2 kills away from doing it. Flusher gets himself a second bomb, making its way towards the site, and it's all on Kirby, coming in through the CT spawn, needs to go absolutely insane here. It's not looking doable, but he's got to give it his best shot. Flusher spots him, and he gets the kill as well. Flusher, a massive round, 3 kills, and fnatic will close it out, 16-14 on DE Train.
Yeah, that was positively insane. From both sides, we see Astralis go ahead and pick up the first map, but then fnatic, they bite back on Train. I don't think we could have asked for a better game to round out tonight's series, and what that means is Astralis, they're not guaranteed for the finals. They got to keep on fighting to guarantee themselves that spot, and that leaves even more action on your plate. So yeah. I don't think we could have asked for anything better there, Hugo. That was positively phenomenal. So as we've approached the end of tonight and the broadcasts, what taking away from that, what was kind of your defining moments of both of these teams as we take a look at the highlights?
It's just such great performance from Device. You got to look at him. He was going absolutely off. Dennis, great performance as well. He was constantly pushing out onto the A side and the T side, constantly getting those 1 or 2 picks early on. It's just really, really good individual performance from everyone across the board, really. And I'm just really happy at how that series went. I may have got the prediction wrong, but I think great performance from fnatic, and I'm very, very surprised to see them take away Train from the team that was formerly known as the best Train team in the world, and some would still even say that today, I imagine. But yeah, just for those as well who aren't aware, at least as we were mentioning earlier, North have now 2-0'd NiP. They 16-1'd and 16-3'd them. Great stuff. And now they're guaranteed a spot at the finals. If Astralis 2-0'd this series, they could have, as you said, been guaranteed a spot alongside the other Danish team. But now fnatic have taken this 1-1, meaning Astralis are going to have to fight their last 2 best-of-1s in order to make it to the grand finals in Dallas for the ESL Pro League. Lots of money on the line here, but fnatic is still in this now.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't have asked for better. I just can't stress that enough. There was so much riding on it. After the first one, it was looking bad for fnatic. I mean, it was such a poor performance from the likes of Flusher and Olaf, really only JW turning up. And then we hit the second game, and Flusher just wakes up. So does Olaf. Everyone just across the board stepping up, pulling their own weight in such a big way. As we headed towards the end of that at the end of the first half, I was a little bit skeptical. I mean, I was fearful. We saw that Astralis had, kind of woken up a little bit there towards the end. The start of their CT side was brilliant, and I was fearful that I was going to be, proven wrong. But no, it was just phenomenal. And well, let's see how that did go ahead and affect the standings. If we go ahead and bring those up now, we can see North, as we said, they are guaranteed in to the finals. G2 currently reside up in second, which is interesting. Started from the bottom, and now they're here. They kind of were the laughing stock to begin with, and now, well, second place. Astralis firmly cemented up in third, 14-10 right now, and then we've also got fnatic down there in 7th, but they're looking to try and challenge for their spot. There's a lot going on.
I mean, Mouse Sports as well is something to look at. They've been doing very well. They 2-0'd at HR yesterday, which we casted, and they're a team that's looking at this point, was so late into the Pro League. I'm thinking Mouse Sports may even make the finals at this point. I don't think many people can really knock them out of their place. We obviously have Na'Vi and FaZe right below them, but they're still also in top 6. So there's a really, really good chance we might see Mouse at the finals. And with the new Rops edition, who seems to be performing very, very well, I can't wait to see him on land. So I'm hoping for Mouse Sports to also make it one of the kind of dark horses. And
looking down there at VP as well, I mean, now they're kind of tied up with everyone else. If all it takes is for them to win, they've still got 2 games left to play. They win them, they can go ahead and shoot up out of relegation. Hopefully, we see them not get relegated. It would be nice to have them back next time. Yeah,
I mean, at this point, Kingwin are pretty much almost 99% guaranteed relegation back into Premier instantly. And VP and OELC, I mean, alongside the teams, are looking like they're going to be playing the relegation matches coming up shortly, which could be a lot of scary things. But I think as well, looking at the Mountain Dew League coming up in 2 weeks here as well in Leicester, there are a lot of good teams that we could be seeing making it into the Pro League next season. Big namely, definitely a team to watch out for. And I think very likely we could be seeing them make their way back up into, or not back up into, but into Pro League in replacement for Kingwin.
Yeah, and I'm watching them play. I think they're doing phenomenally well. It'll be great to see how the next season shapes up. But this one isn't over and done just yet, although it is for tonight. There's still more games coming up. I believe we've got some tomorrow, but not here. And yeah, then there might be some more in the future, but we don't know yet. So who knows? ESL, please hire us. That is going to be it for tonight. Hope you all enjoyed it. An amazing series of games, and we'll hopefully be back again very soon.